Yeah, and you've since moved on from Talk Xbox, and now you have your own podcast called The Ruthercast. How much do you enjoy doing the podcast in comparison to, say, doing your video reviews and stuff like that?
Well, the podcast is a lot easier to do because it's just like the amount of time it takes is like the amount of time it took to actually record the podcast plus 30 minutes of me editing it a little bit. Yeah. So that's really easy. I keep telling people, like, if you like my stuff, listen to the podcast because that comes out way more frequently than a video.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really seem to matter, though, because that doesn't get many downloads per week. But I like doing the podcast. It has its ups and downs.
Yeah.
Like, I try to direct it towards something that I would actually want it to be, but you can't change people's personalities.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm only friends with so many people, so I do the best with what I have right now, and it is what it is. I think it definitely could be better, but it would have to involve like people changing their personalities or getting new people on, and I don't have the capability to do either. So I think it's good for what it is right now.
Yeah, and is sort of getting more downloads something that you sort of strive for, or do you strive for more the quality of the content, so getting good people and getting some good views across, or is it just about, do you judge it just by the quality or by sort of how many downloads it gets per week or whatever?
I just kind of do it on quality because I don't really check the views every week. I'd rather not really, because it's going to be like this week has 3 downloads. It's like, well, that's funny because I downloaded it once to make sure it was working, and then I downloaded once on my other laptop, and then maybe the co-host downloaded it once, so nobody has listened to it. So I try to feign ignorance there, but sorry, what did you just say? I just lost train of thought.
Yeah, no worries. And just so obviously you have the podcast, and you've got your YouTube channel and your Arty blog channel, and you've also got your website as well. And I noticed on your website you do a lot of reviews by themselves. So on your website as well, you have recently, I know you have movie reviews. You have a Harry Potter review, for example, and you've got a couple more recent written reviews. That is. So I know you've obviously done some freelance writing with Talk Xbox, stuff like that, and you're doing written reviews on your website. So how do you strike the balance between doing the written reviews and doing sort of the video reviews?
Well, the balance I strike is I do what I feel like doing, and whatever balance that makes is what it becomes. Movie reviews, I've written game reviews for a while, of course, or I used to. I haven't written one since Talk Xbox, probably, which I quit like December 31st, 2010, so just this past few months ago. Writing about games is incredibly boring because they don't... I used to write, I mean, obviously now I write a lot more about movies, and I used to write about movies in my high school newspaper, and I write for my college newspaper occasionally when I have the time. Movies are very well thought out. They have many different elements. There are no 2 movies that are the same unless you're watching like blockbuster flicks. Like something like Mulholland Drive, I could write essays about endlessly. I could write one a year for my entire life, and I'd probably still have things to talk about. However, something like Mercenaries, for example, not a lot to talk about. So writing about it, it's just kind of like mechanical and boring. You can't do any like cool writing flourishes that are fun for us geeky writing people without getting into the hyperbolic sections and then people talking out of your ass. So I've kind of been writing more about movies recently just because I've had to write about games for so long that I'm just sick of it. So now I'm going back to the movie section a bit. And I feel like that's more... It's going to be like a pointer, and then one side is going to say movies, and the other is going to be games, and it's never going to be in the middle. It's going to be all the way one way or all the way the other way. Yeah.
And if you going to incorporate your movie reviews onto your channel more, onto your YouTube channel?
Are you familiar with the website Giant Bomb and Screened?
Yeah, I know Giant Bomb. I don't know Screened.
Screened is it's the same group, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know how you describe it. Like, GameSpot belongs to CNET, so Giant Bomb belongs to Whiskey Media. And Whiskey Media also has Screened, which is the movie version. And they have these cool features called, like, Defending Your Movie, where you defend a movie that everyone thought sucked and you thought it was cool or something like that. And they just do it as the staff. And I've always wanted to do my, like, community versions of those. So if there was any type of surfacing of movie content on my page, it'd be something like that. It'd be like a community version of what Screen.com does. But I can't. Just straight movie reviews, probably not, because it's either going to be me just talking to the screen. Like, I just put up a review on my website for Rise of the Planet of the Apes. But if I wanted to review that, it would either have to be muted trailer footage or just me talking to the camera, which isn't very interesting to watch. And I get into the editing. So, like, if I talk about, like, this particular character, like in that movie James Franco or something like that, I'd want to have pictures of James Franco. Yeah, but I can't do that because, unless if I, like, torrent the movie. I don't torrent, by the way. For anyone listening. But unless I did something like that, and that would just really run the risk of me getting my entire channel taken down. So hopefully not.
Yeah, and you said that you wanted to, if you did do something, it would be a community aspect. And how heavy are you on keeping your channel community? I know you've done things in the past, sort of question and answer videos, which is obviously direct involvement with the community. So how much do you enjoy interacting with your fans?
I like doing it, but I also suck at it. I have 2 questions and answers video. One is the answer section of the first one I did. And the second, I think it's from 2 years ago. It says, ask me questions. There is no answers section to that video. I never made it. I never recorded it or uploaded it. So one day that's going to go up. And people are going to be like, why are you answering? Like someone asked, like, what do you think of, you think Mass Effect 2 is going to be any good when it comes out? And I don't know if I can do some kind of tongue-in-cheek version of that. But yeah, like, I would like to do it, but like I said, I'm bad at community interaction. Yeah.
And you said with the, if you did a movie feature on your channel, it would be in that style with people making responses and stuff like that, I guess. Have you thought about doing something like that for the video games as well?
Well, actually, what I meant is that Screened has its staff, and I am a community member.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Screened, yeah. So it would be like, hey guys, I'm copying you, but I'm a fan, so it's not plagiarism, or direct copying or something like that. In terms of reviewing that involves like people responding, I don't know how I would do that.
Yeah,
because I just write what I think, I put out what I think. People will say what they want, and that's about the end of the interaction, as far as I can tell.
I know you've got a new feature coming on your channel at the moment, which is mapping the buttons. Just if we could just talk about that for a second, and also how much do you feel in the future going forward that your channel is going to be between a feature channel, so a channel with loads of different features, or just a straight review channel?
I think it's going to be more feature based, because I found that reviews. This is what I found out in the past. It's if it's a review that isn't not popular opinion. Yeah, that's not what I mean, though. I mean some like an opinion that people don't see.
Yeah, sure.
Not popular just because I'm against society.
Yeah.
If it's something that they haven't seen before, they'll watch it because it's different. That's one reason why they watch it, and the other reason is if it's like one of the first ones.
Yeah,
that's the only 2 reasons. So my previous videos got a lot of views because they're typically dissenting opinions.
Yeah.
So even if it came out a month after the game, people would still be interested in it. However, if I upload a video that says, like, I don't know, Bayonetta is great, and it's like 3 weeks after Bayonetta comes out, nobody's going to watch it because it's something they've heard before, and it didn't come out right when the game came out, so they don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Features, on the other hand, can't be made without me. So, like, no one will ever copy my feature.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm hoping in terms of going towards more feature-based stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what I was hoping the map and the button things would be, which is a very inconvenient timing since I actually had the idea for mapping the buttons right when I started my channel. I just didn't know how to make it. I didn't know anything about video editing. I didn't know like how to make a good point or anything like that. So it's just an idea mulling in my head for a while. And, I just recently finally brought it all to fruition. And unfortunately, I guess it's similar to this other web series called Extra Credits, which I actually watch. It's very good as well. Like, those guys are great. And I just feel bad because I feel people are going to be like, you're just copying whatever the Escapist does. Before it was Yahtzee, and now it's Extra Credits. It's like, no, I wish I could convince you otherwise, but that is what it is.
Yeah. So have you got sort of a plan for new features to be brought onto the channel? Or is it something sort of an idea pops into your head and then you put it in your back of your mind for later, or is it sort of you're trying actively to think of different features that you could have on the channel?
You know, there was a time where I used to just write out possible feature ideas because I don't want to run into a situation, or previously I didn't want to run into a situation where I'd want to dedicate myself to, I don't know, like a video every month or something like that. And I'd get to like month 10 and then I wouldn't have any more ideas. So I used to be worried about that all the time, but I've discovered that they just kind of happen and I can kind of trust myself to think of them. The only problem is actually making the videos. This is the difficulty. So right now, any new, I don't think it would be a feature. Like one of my more popular videos is Vanilla's the worst character ever. Yeah. That wasn't anything planned. I played the game for like the first 2 days. And then in the middle of the day, I'm just like, this is the worst character ever. So I put together a little video over like 2 hours or something like that and just threw it up there. And I guess that's technically a feature, but it's not in like a series or anything like that. Yeah, sure. So there'd be something like that. The only real series that continue going is the map and the button things, which I have more plans for. And whether or not they come out is depending on how lazy I am at the time.